All right, it is episode 65 of the Zenspath 4-Button Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Powers, and joining me once again from the lower part of Florida, down around where, there's no legal issues or possible constitutional issues going on right now in regards to major corporations and asshole governors possibly messing with the First Amendment to mess with freedom of speech of a company or person. Rachel.
R.I.P. Reedy Creek, I guess. Hello, I am Rachel, and I am here, and I'm excited to be on the show again to talk about all this fun nerd news going on. Gosh, there's so much that happened this week.
Nothing you're interested in, though, of course.
No,
of course,
right.
Nothing that you literally lost your damn mind over.
I saw it happen in real time.
It was entertaining. It was great.
It was a good time.
Also, I'd like to point out that entire spiel was off the top of my head. I'm kind of proud of myself.
Great improv. 10 out of 10.
Jeremy, I don't care what you say. I'm not going to your improv show, man.
I would not do. You know what? Screw. I would ask you that. I would guilt you for that horribly.
It's nothing to do with you personally. It's just that I can't do it anymore. I'm too old for it.
It's a long drive because you're all the way up there in old Chicago. My friend Joey.
Mm-hmm. Hello. Hello. I am in old Chicago. It's about to be older Chicago because it's like a death storm happening right now. So,
well, time moves on. So,
this is the Chicago does not, because it is Chicago.
We still have some like hilariously archaic laws here. You could technically arrest somebody for being ugly on the street, so that's fun. I don't think anyone would ever do that, but it's technically in the manual.
Gosh, I guess some people can never leave their houses there.
Mm-hmm. That's why we're pretty here.
Oh, well, I'm about to say Chicago is old because if it still gets a manual, that's something most games don't even get nowadays. We've moved away from manuals.
We got the LRG release. So,
okay. So you get the art book.
Yes, the art
and
book.
A crappy steel book. So we're good.
It'll rust over time.
Well, no, it's already rusted. That's why it's crappy.
Exactly.
It just came that way. It's weathered. It's the fallout.
Yeah, it's weathered.
It was forged in the Chicago River. It's fine.
Okay, it's all right.
They're going to pull a Futurama and they're just going to build new Chicago over old Chicago.
Just very layers. Anime. I want that. Neo Chicago. Yeah.
Oh. Well, speaking of all weird game references and so forth, Rachel, we'll start with you. What have you been playing? What you been doing?
Well, so when I was home, I dropped by one of the game stores down there. Up there.
I
don't know.
Where were you? Oh wait, in my area.
Yeah. Well,
did you visit?
No, because I was visiting my parents. Okay, and I was only there for a few days, and it was for Easter. So don't even.
I will even. Go ahead.
But I picked up Scarlet Nexus.
Nice.
And I'm enjoying it so far. It's got Persona vibes a little bit. While it not being, Persona, it is different. Like the combat system is very, very different from
got that
Persona.
Bamco jank. You'd love to see it.
Oh no, I know. It's over complicated battle system that somehow works very well. Like that's the vibe from it. But I'm enjoying it. I'm only a little bit in. Like I just got to their like hideout for the first time. So I'm just like, okay, cool.
Right
yeah, it's just right at the beginning. I haven't played too much of it. But I'm looking forward to it. The voice acting is really good. The story seems it's pretty solid.
Who made that one?
It's Bamco.
And yeah.
Oh, okay. Bandai Namco. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's what you said earlier, but when you said it, I was like, I don't know if I misheard him. I'm not gonna try.
Well, it's no wonder that I like it because it's it's made by the people who make the Tales games, and I love the Tales games. So
yeah, it feels like a lot of I could be wrong here, but it feels like a lot of the ideas that they had for Arise or like drafts of Arise that they used for Scarlet Nexus.
Yeah,
it definitely has like it's sort of like how Eternal Sonata was to the Tales games of that time.
Yeah,
That's my analogy.
I agree with that analogy
I get
because
that
I love it
reference.
because I love Eternal Sonata. It's a very cute game.
What a
Wild, but
batshit
cute.
awesome game.
It's batshit. It's completely. Have you ever played Eternal Sonata, Jeremy?
I have it, but I've only played a little bit of it.
For those of you listening or watching that haven't played it, all you need to know is like Shakespeare in a Coma RPG.
No,
No, it's
Not Shakespeare,
Mozart.
Chopin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's got Shakespearean themes too. But like it's very Chopin in a coma RPG. That's what it is.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before. Like I get a lot of these games, but I have issues playing RPGs because it's so antithetical to how my brain works. So they're always difficult for me. But what I did play of it, I did really enjoy. Like that game was absolutely gorgeous. The music was fantastic. Of course, I love like orchestral and classical music, and that's literally what a lot of that's about.
Yeah. But Scarlet Nexus is like, I would say it's like if Tales and Persona had a baby and put it in a post-apocalyptic cyber tech kind of feel. Like that's what it is. Like in simplest description, that's what it is. But it's good so far, and I'll have more updates on it as I continue to play it. And also I'm finishing up my final preparations for MegaCon, so that's cool. I've still got one more thing to make. It's a mask. And I'm waiting on one wig to come in. And come to find out that the wig that I ordered actually wasn't supposed to come in until July, and they gave me the incorrect information. So they're doing a special order for me, so I get it in time because the information that was given to me was incorrect. Thank you, Arda, for having great customer service. Arda wigs, gotta love them. But yeah, I haven't bought my MegaCon ticket yet, but I'll be buying that soon. It's not like it's super expensive or anything. And of course, just today, I finally got around to watching the newest Spider-Man movie. I know, someone probably listening or watching this is going, wow, it took you that long. It came out in December. And I'm just like, I don't really go to movie theaters anymore. They don't really pull me in that much. I'm not too keen on being sitting down for several hours in a closed space with a bunch of people. Like,
I feel that.
I'm not about that anymore. And I think if I don't really like talking about the panini on here, but if it is exposed at anything, it's how dirty and unsanitary theaters were. So I'm just as fine picking it up when it comes out on Blu-ray DVD. So finally watched it. It was amazing. I had to pause it several times because I felt such emotions. Notably when we saw Toby as Peter Parker again. So I cried a little bit.
Spoilers, people, just in case you haven't seen it yet.
Well, listen, it's
everyone knows. It's a spoiler. Everyone knows.
It's been how many months now? So I think it's
I
fine.
didn't spoil it to you because I didn't realize you hadn't seen it yet, so I got lucky.
Well, I kind of knew about it, but I still got like emotional.
It was the worst kept secret.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hard thing to keep. Man,
it's a joke at this point. Yeah.
But it was great seeing him again as Spidey because that was, I love Andrew Garfield and I think he's my favorite of the more recent Spideys, but my favorite is of course, Toby, because that's my childhood Spidey. That's like he was the first live action one essentially that I saw. And so it was I was like, look at him go. Oh, so good. But the one thing that ticked me off is that, not about the film. This isn't even about the film. It's, at like the last possible moment before the DVDs and Blu-rays went into production, they decided to pull all the deleted scenes from the disc.
Oh, that sucks.
And there's like 20 minutes of deleted scenes that I don't know when we're ever going to get to see, because I guess the mouse decided to go, oh, you know what? We're just going to, nope.
I would say the mouse didn't really have much control over those, though. That's a Sony production for that.
It's either
it's probably that, honestly.
It could have been either of them. So it could have been anything. I don't know if it was a mouse. I don't know if it was Columbia. I don't know if it was Sony. But all I know is they just went, you know what? Nope. we're gonna take this, and I'm just sitting here going, why?
That sucks.
Though?
I bought the 4K edition of it because I was going to watch those. I didn't realize
I
they
mean,
weren't
it's
on there.
got some glimpses of stuff, like of what would have been included on deleted scenes, like in the bloopers and all that. But the actual deleted scenes that they filmed, not there. And the worst thing about this is that the over 90 minutes of unseen footage or whatever was like
Mhm.
touted as part of their marketing for advertising the film coming out on Blu-ray, DVD, digital. And then it just wasn't there. They literally, up until the day of release, that's what the advertisement said. And it's not there. Not there at all. So
Yep.
sad.
Yeah, it was a
Big dumb.
Sony decision.
Is it Sony? Oh, I wonder why.
Garbage.
That's
Can we get
garbage.
Sony away from everything? Just stop making Marvel things, Sony. Just stop. Just give it to Marvel Studios at this point.
Honestly. I don't know why.
Yep.
But anyway,
Man,
it
that
was
sucks.
good. I loved it. I had to, like I said, I had to pause it several times because emotions. But it made me excited for the new Doctor Strange movie, so that'll be great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good timing before.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, I was still reading about this because I realized part of why I bought it. Walmart was still advertising, and they were even on mine that all those scenes were there. I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet because I've been working on the house. Son of a.
See, now you learned something from me. As
That's
I say
not good, Rachel.
Oh, oh man.
Oh. Sorry. All right. So now that I've been crushed,
You're welcome. Listen, if I have to be crushed, so do you. So
first she won't visit, then she just takes away my
See.
deleted scene.
revenge for you poking fun at me. That's all I'm saying.
I have to do it here because I didn't see you in person.
I hate it. I hate it when they fight. I hate it when the family fights. I hate it.
She's just like, I'm never doing this again. All right, Joey, what you been playing, man? What you been doing?
So I just finished my full Fantasy Star playthrough this last week before Super RPG Friends last week. So I went through. I was trying to do a game a day, and I was successful at it. So I played the original 4 games, and then I did the Text Adventures and Gaiden, and I didn't actually finish the adventure. I couldn't really get into it. It's like a Game Gear game. It's not very great, but I did that, and then went through PSO, just a quick run through the episode or the first episode, and then we've been playing that. Frank from Super RPG Friends and another buddy and I have been playing that off and on. So if you guys ever want to join us for PSO, please let me know. We'll actually be doing a bonus stream with PSO for Super RPG Friends this upcoming week because Frank will be on a cruise that he booked in 2018. Just so funny.
Sounds like what Amanda does.
Which you got the panny, the panini, as Rachel put it, definitely impacted that quite a bit. So that's cool. So if you guys ever are interested, or anyone really, join the Discord and let us know because that'd be a lot of fun. Also been
Agreed.
playing 13 Sentinel. Well, actually, I haven't really been playing it. My girlfriend has been playing it because she did not play it when it came out. So she's been playing 13 Sentinels, and I've been kind of hanging out and being like, ooh. A funny moment that happened with that game. By the way, that game rules. I hate VNs, but I loved that game. It's so good. But it's definitely got some anime tropes in it. And I was kind of warning her. I said something along the lines of, okay, yeah, it's a little anime, just be warned of that. But it's tastefully done. And like before I could finish my sentence, there was a line that's like, where did all my clothes go? So that's a thing. But no, it's really good. I think the beginning is a little cliche, and so it might put people off for what lies beneath because there's a lot of depth to that game for sure. So on top of that, I've been playing through Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town, which I think I was playing last time I was on here, but I got caught up in other stuff. So I've been playing through that a lot. I'm in like my 2.5 year, and just kind of been dinking around with the Story of Seasons games because I really haven't played Harvest Moon, which for those of you who don't know, Story of Seasons is like what Harvest Moon is. Harvest Moon basically is the same developers. People who make Harvest Moon now are like a capitalist pigs. It's a shell IP right now. Basically, the name Harvest Moon is. But yeah, I've been kind of dinking around in those. I've been collecting the 3DS games I missed out on. So I'm just in a farming life. That's why I'm wearing this shirt. So here I am, farming.
Good old farming.
What about you, man? What have you been farming?
Wait, games? I do play games.
Do you? I don't think so.
Well, the one I've gotten recently that I've been enjoying a lot of is the Neo Geo Pocket Color Selection Volume 1. This is one that I ordered on Limited Run Games. I was waiting because I got the big collector's edition of it, which is great because it comes in a giant box that operates like the Neo Geo Pocket Color games did. So it's a flip front box with everything in it.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, no, it's adorable. I loved it. But it's got a really nice art book, the main game, a steel case for the game, which is actually a really nice blue color.
I saw your photos. That looks so good.
Yeah, it's got a poster and some other stuff in there. But I wanted to bring this one up because I found out the single player, it works great. But when you can play multiplayer with these titles. With all the fighting games and stuff, it will act like two of the systems are linked together virtually and play either by, if you're playing it in handheld mode, it actually turns the screen sideways and you hold a switch on its side and then lean it over for the other person to hold the other side for their controls because it's enough buttons for a Neo Geo Pocket. And you sit there and play each other like that, holding the switch. And it's just the greatest thing ever.
That is wild.
And if you play it on a TV, it'll do the split screen for selecting menus and then go to a single screen for gameplay. So I would like it known on a previous older show that I was given crap for wanting this idea, for wanting the link cable in some way. I originally had intended it to be like two systems you could wirelessly link together, and that was not needed. That was kind of dumb. And then they did it anyway. So, and it's great. I love it. So I played that with Remy for a little bit, actually. He came over and we were playing some old King of Fighters on Neo Geo. So that was
Is that exclusive to Switch, by the way?
Yes, I believe it is because
it's on Steam, actually.
That makes sense. Well, I know,
but in terms of consoles, it looks like just Switch, huh?
I guess it wouldn't have to be. I think it is just the Switch right now for consoles. Like, I know the portable playing it in that mode would be kind of exclusive just because of the way it's laid out, but obviously playing it on a console should work the same. I would not be surprised if it eventually came out to other systems.
Yeah, that because I collect fighting games for PS4 and 5, so I was like, how come I don't have this? Because it didn't port over yet.
Yeah, I actually played through a couple of the fighting games on there, all the way through the story mode. Like, I haven't played them since my original Neo Geo Pocket Color, which I just broke out yesterday, so I can go back and play some more Pac-Man on there. Speaking of breaking stuff out and putting it together, Lego Star Wars. I've been playing the heck out of this for a while. I finished the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, and I've taken a break from it. I'm going to go back and finish the new trilogy. I just haven't started it yet. That game, though, is absolutely fantastic. Like, it's still so much fun to play, and it's just hilarious.
It is selling like exceedingly well.
It should,
from what I hear. And I was like, and I keep seeing articles about it, like that pop up on Facebook, and I'm like, wow, this game is actually selling well. And like, I was like, Lego games should sell well because Lego games are typically, I don't think I've played a bad Lego game yet.
I would say this is the best Lego game they've ever made.
Yeah.
Like, for just the amount of content, the way it works, how it runs, everything in there, all the systems for it. Yeah, it's hilariously great. I played some Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, which I finally finished the game, or at least the main game, just to find out that after the main game, there's a whole secondary part of the game, a whole nother world that opens up and more stuff you get to play. Now,
that feels like very Mario Odyssey, and I love that.
Yeah, no, it's great because it's still continuing story. It's like an aftertale of it, which is great. But completely coincidentally, this was not planned. I hadn't even been talking to Jennifer. I knew she'd been playing it because, that girl never stops playing Kirby. While I was here in the game room playing the last level of Kirby, Jennifer walks in asking questions about it, looks over the Switch. She's on the exact same level. She had gotten to the exact same place. So I was like, oh crap, I need to hurry up and beat this because she's about to beat it and she'll just tell me what happens. So I had to rush, and I managed to beat it before her by about 30 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, but she did beat it. She did manage to beat the game on her own. I don't know how she had the difficulty settings or what's going on, but I'm happy that she was able to finish it and enjoy it. And of course, I'm glad I beat it before her because the first thing she said, so how do I get through these other levels when they open up? I was like, oh, that would have sucked.
Yeah.
That'd have been a spoiler right there. Oh. I am liking how you can upgrade the different abilities, though, because some of those have become little hidden references. Like you can get Meta Knight's mask and sword.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which becomes the most overpowered ability, because as long as you have full health, you get to shoot the little energy wave as well from the sword, which is demolishes stuff. But then if you get an item that gives you 2 health bars, then you have it for the entire first health bar. So I was just ripping through boss fights in record time. And the last game I've been playing, I picked this up on Xbox Live during their recent sale, which I think ended, I think it was Wednesday. But have you guys ever heard of a game called Kill It With Fire?
Are they talking about palmetto bugs? Because I'd like to kill those with fire.
Yeah, that would be great. If we could do that for all roaches and palmetto bugs.
It's not palmetto bugs. This is spiders. Big, old spiders.
Kill It With Fire is also describes every Ubisoft game to me. So luckily there's that.
I'm not too bothered by spiders unless they try to bite me. I mean they kill all kinds of other like insect pests. So I'm personally okay with spiders, so not long as I don't see them.
I like spiders. One bit me in the leg this week. So I have this lovely bite on my leg from a spider, which was probably from my shed. I don't blame it. It happens. But it was just coincidentally, I was like, well, here's a game about killing them. I guess I got it mostly because Amanda is terrified of spiders. So I was like, here, you can take this out and kill spiders. That's the point of it. I've only played the first room. There's multiple different places you can play in. And this is how this played out. I love it. You walk in the front door. You're in a small hallway. You walk down and you find a little note clip or a little notepad that has your what to do. You pick it up, flip it over. There's a spider on it. You knock it off, and then you beat it to death with that. Then you walk into the main room and you start finding other items that you can pick up and kill them with as you go along. To where I had a hair sprayer with a lighter, so I could catch stuff on fire. So I was burning all kinds of stuff. I eventually got up to, throwing books at it. They had a version of what looked like an Xbox One S in there. I threw that around the room. I got a Magnum with 12 rounds and was shooting at the spider.
Oh, that Magnum. Okay. I was confused for a second. I didn't know.
Stop there for kid friendliness.
When we were going NSFW, sorry.
He also could have meant the ice cream. Or the car.
I want ice cream.
Oh, which, by the way, the Magnum ice cream cones,
delicious.
When you're feeling like trash, that hits, man. I swear,
it's good. It's
good trash.
Good trash.
That's good trash.
I'll have to see if I can find. I gotta get.
You can get it. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they're in Winn-Dixie down the road.
Coincidentally, those Magnums are also sold in gas stations, but usually not in the bathrooms.
Yeah.
Oh,
important distinction.
I love this show. Don't confuse your Magnums, kids.
The more you know.
Yeah. 3 kinds. All 3 can be dangerous depending if you don't want to get shot, don't want to have kids, or if you're lactose intolerant.
Or if you really love Tom Selleck.
That's that as well. There's a fourth Magnum.
You have to steal his mustache to gain his powers. We all know this.
Wow.
I killed Jeremy.
Magnum PI.
Goodbye, Jeremy.
Did not expect Magnum PI to get brought up tonight. And Tom Selleck's beautiful, beautiful mustache.
Chef's kiss. Beautiful mustache.
So yeah, kill it with fire. We completely ran off the rails with that, which is exactly what that game does. Nothing is normal. I set everything I could think of on fire. I broke everything. I threw a TV at stuff. There's different challenges for how to do it. This game is just going to get weirder and weirder, and that was only the first level. I'm like, this is going to be great. So, yeah, I think I ended up only paying like $3 for it.
That's
so
not
like,
bad.
That's a steal. Like, that's just dumb. So, all right. Well, we're going to go ahead and jump into the news, and for the first time, I'm going to shut up because if I don't, Rachel's going to threaten me. She'd have to show up and actually hurt me, but I don't have to worry about that.
Oh,
so,
man,
Rachel,
you won't get over that. You are
God.
a toxic
Jeez.
ex right now, Jeremy.
That's my ongoing joke.
My
This whole
God.
show.
I just think it's funny that you like drove all the way up here and just didn't even see me. I'm not mad. I just think it's interesting.
I was in Chicago earlier last year, but I didn't know you.
I didn't know you then. True.
Right.
I will just say that I didn't see any of my friends except for one friend who literally came over because he came over for Easter dinner. That's the only reason I saw one of my friends.
And that friend was not Jeremy.
No, it was Jim.
For those listening, I think Rachel knows I'm messing with her because it's just really fun. But I'm also just going to give her crap for it because, that's also fun.
That's fair, yeah.
But I am going to let her talk about something she seems to really enjoy. Rachel, would you like to talk about this interesting news bit?
So, yeah, I don't have Kingdom Hearts 4 was technically announced. They had to announce it mainly because of the NVIDIA leak that went on, and that it was basically already revealed that it was in development. And so they were like, we're going to get ahead of this and just announce what we are comfortable announcing. So that way we don't get, people don't give us crap about it. So they prepared a little something and they showed something off. So if you guys haven't seen the trailer yet, it's all over YouTube. To kind of give you the bare bones description of the trailer is it, essentially shows Sora in a very, very realistic city, waking up, and it's called Quadratum, and it's the early game starting area. The cartoon aesthetic, while in this area, is dropped. It's very realistic. Most notably, the loss of Sora's clown shoes, which that is perfectly fine with me. I bet his feet
no
are
longer Magnum shoes.
His feet are probably a lot more comfortable now.
He didn't need to wear the Magnums anyway, but he did just to flex for what's her name, Kyrie. Is that her name?
Yeah, that's her name.
It's been a while.
But
padded shoes.
Sora will
padding his shoes.
Sora will be able to go to other worlds eventually, and so the different design might be dropped after that.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, and well, to kind of further that claim, and Nomura and the other devs that were interviewed, of course, said this too, that they wanted to show that bit of Donald and Goofy at the end where they're walking through the darkness and whatnot, with the little blue flame that pops up. They wanted to show that, yes, that aesthetic is still around. It's just for when Sora is in Quadratum. And more people might notice about Quadratum. It's very Versus 13, which I am super pleased about for obvious reasons. And Nomura's really just going, I'm making this game in any way that I can, even if it means I have to inject it into Kingdom Hearts. Which I'm just like, good boy, thank you. I am fine with this.
I have one thing I want to see. Like, I'm not the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan, but I do mess around with them and fun. But I think you posted a meme on the Discord channel, which people should go check out.
Oh yeah, I'll pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up now.
Yeah, it's just of Sora standing in the middle of that city, yelling at a super realistic duck and dog. Quacking and barking.
Yeah, that one's good.
Because normally everybody changes to look like the aesthetic of where they're at. That's one of the fun things about Kingdom Hearts, especially like I loved how they look going to like the Tron area and stuff like that, but just if you're going to make Sora realistic, I love that idea of making Donald and Goofy realistic because it would be a nightmare for them.
So I don't know, kind of, well, alluding some things from the trailer itself.
Right.
The most notable thing from the trailer that I think people need to pay attention to, which if you didn't play Union Cross, that's okay. All the cutscenes are in theater mode. You could watch it all in like a weekend. No
That's
lie.
the mobile game, right?
Yes, that's the mobile game. But there's
I
some
guarantee no one's played that one.
there's some very important characters that are going to be involved from that mobile game, and there's already important characters that were involved in the mobile game that we saw in the main games. Mainly, Marluxia, Marluxia, whatever. I don't even know how to pronounce these characters' names 90% of the time. But so
Kingdom Hearts, baby.
Exactly. But Strelitzia, that's the chick with the red hair that we see in the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go ahead and spoil this because everybody's already like, listen, it's been posted everywhere in articles. Strelitzia was straight up murdered in Union Cross, so she's big old DEA dead. Like
Did
big
you have to
old.
stop and think about that?
Yeah, big old.
Sometimes
DEA
spelling
dead.
in the moment is hard to
It
spell
is.
it out
It
physically.
is,
yeah.
man.
Like, you
I
know,
am so smart.
but to
That's
say it
summer
is
wait a
another
minute.
thing.
Yeah. But she is dead. And so one of the things that she says in the trailer is, well, I suppose it's like an afterworld for you and me. And I'm just like, what? And everyone's like, what? Because if you played Kingdom Hearts 3, you kind of know what happened to Sora at the end. But
This is where all specialty phone games go to die.
yeah, but and then there's some, they also announced the other mobile game that's coming out, which looks really cool. That takes place in God, what's the name of the city? It's the city from the very end of
Chicago.
Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, that. It's where Xehanort and the Master of Masters. It's where all, like, essentially, well, not Master of Masters. It's where Xehanort and Aqua and Ven and Terra's master.
I'm
Like,
just gonna sit here and be like, I have no
Yeah, I
idea what
where
you're
skipped
they're-
talking
cutscenes
about.
in Kingdom
It-
Hearts.
yeah, it's where they're all from. That's where they're all from, essentially. Not Aqua and Ven and all them, but like that city is where they're from. It's detailed in Dark Road a little bit more. That's another part of the mobile game. Yes, it's very convoluted. Thank you, Nomura. But like that's where it takes place, and you're kind of like I guess you're like a police officer. That's what it looks like because of the outfit that the character that they show in there is wearing. But yeah, it looks super good. The both games right now are still kind of in early development. The mobile one's going to come out a lot sooner. There's a closed beta that's happening, I think, in fall of this year. And I do want to say that even though like Kingdom Hearts 3 took like 13 years to develop, it took that long to develop because they did switch engines part of the way through. Like Final Fantasy 15 had to switch engines, and that's why
God, Luminous
development
engine
came.
needs to
Yeah.
burn. That's
Well,
what we need to kill
They're
with fire.
well, they're
Luckily,
not
we are.
using. Yeah, well, they're not using Luminous engine for Kingdom Hearts 4. They're using
Thank God. Unreal.
the Unreal engine, so they don't have to worry about the whole we're using our own engine that we created. They're just using the Unreal engine, so they're making it a lot easier. The dev time will be a lot shorter, I think, on this one. But their
That's what they always say.
well, their intention, because they're using Unreal, it is, that is
Right.
a pretty, not really a done deal, but it's easier for them because they're using that. I do
Right.
think that their intention is to put it on PS5, and it looks like everything that they showed was natively running and operating on the PS5. So I don't think it'll be on the PS4 or anything prior to the
honestly,
PS5
hopefully
or the
not.
Series console. No, I don't think they'd be able to. But needless to say, I'm very excited about it, and I fully expect more explanation and retrospective YouTube videos to come out from Kingdom Hearts content creators explaining Union Cross and Dark Road for people that don't want to go through the whole slog of the cutscenes, which is what I would recommend for people to do, is just to find a retrospective or an explanation video that just details the entire story, because the cutscenes in the, like, literally you download the app and that's what you're doing. You either play Dark Road or you watch the cutscenes from Union Cross. So it's cool. You get to see familiar faces. But needless to say, I'm very excited. It's got so much going on. I'm surprised that they didn't drop not Noctis in there in the trailer. But at the same
Noctis.
Not Noctis. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And I expect that we'll maybe get a little bit more info when the beta, the closed beta stuff is brought up in fall, but not a lot. I don't think we're going to get a huge amount because they don't want to reveal anymore, which I'm personally fine with, because I don't want to be disappointed. So
yeah, and remember, for those listening or watching, let your friends know they need to watch this show, because I'm sure somehow this is canon.
Even this show is canon. The Kingdom
even the
Hearts
show is
now.
canon. Yeah.
Somehow we're part of this. If you don't get it, you're not going to understand like the last 4 hours of the entire game. Sorry.
I will say the funniest meme to some of the funniest memes to come out of the Kingdom Hearts 4 release is the picture. There's a screen cap of like the secret ending, one of the secret endings that was from like Kingdom Hearts 3, and then the first time we see Sora in this new trailer, and the caption is aged 5 years in 7 days after getting introduced to paying taxes. And then also the next meme I need to bring up, because I brought up Versus 13, which is Square Enix. Can you give me a big budget? And Disney asked Nomura. Square Enix goes, to make Kingdom Hearts 4? Nomura, yes. Actually slips in Versus 13 and finishes it like a boss. And it's just him.
That would never happen, though.
Laughing. Oh, no. He's
not in a timely fashion. Absolutely not.
He might, all for all we know, he might have been working on it on his own for all this time and just goes, I'm just gonna shoehorn this in and then profit. Lord. That seems like a Nomura thing to happen, though.
Yep.
As long as Nojima's not writing it, that's all I care about.
I don't think he is.
All right, so we'll go ahead and move on from so much of the Kingdom Hearts, and it looks like Joey has added in a little bit of extra news here, so I'm going to let him take over.
Yeah, sorry, I kind of moved this around. I felt like it was topical.
You are good. I like the first one that you added in.
Topical like a cream.
So there's two, because you mentioned the NVIDIA leak, so I feel like this carries well. So in that NVIDIA leak, there were two different things that eventually got announced. There's a new Valkyrie game and a Tactics Ogre remaster.
Yay.
So both of these things just basically got soft confirmed by Square Enix's renewing of Trademark. So first off, Square Enix renewed the Valkyrie profile trademark, which is interesting. Because this goes either way. This could mean that there's like a remaster of the first game or a port, but I feel like that's possible. But I also can see them renewing it just because of the new Valkyrie game that's coming out, right? Just to cover your bases and to have the whole series trademarked and ready to go.
Valkyrie, that was a PlayStation 1 title, correct?
Yes, sir. And
so that could also
PSP.
be
like, but it started on PS1. So
yeah, but those could also be in regards to if they're releasing stuff on the upcoming Sony paid services.
Right. I was just about to say that.
Oh, sorry.
Damn you.
Yeah.
But also thank you. But yeah, no, so that's interesting. And this one, however, this is really cool. So Square Enix also renewed the Tactics Ogre trademark, and in that leak there was Tactics Ogre a remake, and there something leaked on the Japanese side of a game called Tactics Ogre Reborn, which we could assume is a remake of the first Tactics Ogre, or Tactics Ogre Let Us Cling Together, which is a very big mouthful for a game. So I guess we'll be seeing that pretty soon. I know for a fact that has been kicking around for a couple years now. So
I am personally fine with them like re-releasing and remastering all this like stuff because it brings these older games to a new audience. The next thing I want them to put out is they put out the first Star Ocean. I'm just waiting for them to do all the
Wafer
second.
2.
I know they've
if
done it.
only.
I know it's basically finished from what I've heard, but
Yeah, that's sitting in
but
that's
they're
in the
just
queue.
it's just waiting on something. Who the hell knows what?
Right, but this Tactics Ogre remaster is really interesting because it's like they keep putting off FF Tactics, which also in the Nvidia leak there was an FF Tactics remaster or remake or something. So we'll probably be seeing that soon. It's interesting how they're doing this because they have what was that new game that got announced? I forgot the name of it. It kind of looks like shit, so I sort of forgot about it. The strategy RPG that they were showcase Diofeld Chronicle. That's it, Diofeld Chronicle.
Oh yeah,
They
that one. The one that I was like, "What is this? This art style
Yeah.
looks cool, but what is this?"
So in typical Square Enix fashion, kind of poorly juggling the what is trying to be an SRPG revival. I don't know because you have Triangle Strategy, you have the
Mhm.
Diofeld Midfeld Chronicle,
Yeah.
and what looks like to be a Tactics Ogre, and I'm sure forthcoming FF Tactics remaster. So either way, I won't get too more long in the tooth about this, but I'm really stoked for this because if you like Matsuno's stuff, he wrote
Mhm.
the story treatment for FF12 originally and was the director on that until mid to end of the development. Original Tactics. If you played FF Tactics and never played Tactics Ogre, you're gonna get whiplash because there's so much from Tactics Ogre that was brought into FF Tactics.
Yeah.
So very very interesting story about political a lot of political intrigue, a lot of allegiances, a lot of betrayals. Really cool
Yeah.
game. But yeah,
I
stoked
wouldn't
for it.
mind. I wouldn't mind seeing a port of Tactics Ogre 64 also, because that
Oh,
was always a fun one.
that's just Ogre Battle. That's a different game
Ogre
though.
Battle,
It's a
yeah.
different
Never mind.
style. But yeah,
Okay.
that's my favorite in the Ogre series. But
Well, I'm all confused.
yeah, so there's the Tactics Ogre games, which play. If you've played FF Tactics, it's the pretty much this exact same battle system.
Right.
At least like superficially or whatever. But the Ogre Battle games are more like RTS. There's more RTS elements.
Hmm.
Um, so it's not really turn based. Everything is at once. You move your tokens on a map, and you have a lot less agency over your characters. But again, sorry to go off on a tangent.
Oh no, you're fine, dude. You're fine.
But this segues well into the next point, Jeremy, because we're talking about
Yes.
remakes and emulation, right?
Yep. So Nintendo's possible official Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance emulators have leaked for the Switch. These can only be played on development units, but this could mean possibly that we'll be seeing those systems releasing on the Nintendo Switch Online soon, I would hope. This was rumored even last year of having Game Boy and Game Boy Color at least showing up for it. Two emulators were found as part of a 4chan leak, which are supposed to be in development by Nintendo Europe Research and Development. I kid you not, called Nerd. That's just hilarious.
Apt. Very apt.
Yeah, you know that was on purpose.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
It better be.
1000% sure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nerd. No, we're European Research and Development. Oh, I see what you did there. Hioyo, I can't even pronounce that right. Hioyo. Just going to go with that spelling. For Game Boy, and Sloop for Game Boy Advance. Both are kind of buggy but functional and include screenshots of games that were being tested. A list of these games, which were included, that showed titles that were tested and ones that were tested but weren't included in the active leak. Some of those were Astro Boy Omega Factor, Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, which I find interesting because we just got that released for the Castlevania Advance Collection.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is a great way to play those games. Holy crap, they're so
Oh
good.
yeah, that's one of the best collections I've seen in a while in terms of emulation.
Mm-hmm.
Big ups.
That's another one. Like, I bought it digitally. If they release that on limited run, I'll buy another copy.
They will.
I hope so. Drill Dozer, which have you guys ever played that game?
Yes, that game rules.
It's so good. I love the Rumble pack on it too. So I hope they bring that over. It'd be great for using the HD Rumble to get the different intensities. some game called Golden Sun and Golden Sun: The Lost Age.
Never heard of it.
Yes.
Which I
Made
wonder
up.
if this will support for save carryover. I know you could do codes going back and forth, but I wonder if they would actually let you just kind of directly jump between them without having to type out in a novel.
It's possible. I could see it. Yeah,
Because you
It's
could
not
do it with
hard
link
either.
cable, couldn't you? Originally, there was an option for link cable.
Yeah, you could
or
do with
the
link
code.
cable. Yeah, it was weird because it didn't work between the DS and the GB. I think. Yeah, I remember something being funky.
Yeah.
But if worst comes to worst, they could just save state it and then just.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like they could implement a way to carry that over.
It's
I
not.
wouldn't-
Yeah, it wouldn't
Yeah.
be hard.
Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, which would be great to have for online multiplayer.
Rules.
It's
So
so
good.
good. Metroid Fusion. I love that
Very
game. I
good.
know a lot of people complain
I
about it,
love
but I love the
Fusion.
color of it and just a lot of the style of it. So some of the notable titles that were listed but not included in the leak were Castlevania Circle of the Moon, same issue we had with Art of Sorrow. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Which so many people have not played it in its original form. Yeah, I know.
Still have it. Lufia, The Ruins of Lore,
Sorry.
and Mario Party Advance. There's just a few of the ones that were on that list. There was more than this, but
Listen, I didn't like the card system either, Joey. No,
I
didn't
to
like
me,
it either.
every Kingdom Hearts game that isn't a numbered entry is made up. Like, because I mean, the thing is that Kingdom Hearts is like what 12 or 13 games.
so it's 365
And-
over 2, like super legit though, because it's got more
well,
numbers.
no. The problem with this though,
it's got the
theory of
most
mine-
numbers.
It's got the most. Is that you can't really understand the Kingdom Hearts full story without playing all of the games, and that's why this series gets so much confusion because the game story is told over the course of all those games.
Yeah,
Oh,
you could have
that
just
is-
stopped it. You could have just said or stopped at you can't understand Kingdom Hearts story. Just end it
Yeah,
right
that's
there. Like,
fair.
we get it.
Well,
but no,
thankfully, all of the content has been released on those like collections, which is nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, this
it's
also
more accessible now, for sure.
right.
Mhm.
So this also included images of the Easy Flash cartridge, which some have brought up as a question of the viability of this being real, because Nintendo had their own in-house flash cartridges they would use for development, but they did not include that. They had a third-party one that someone else made that is technically illegal for parts of it. And Modern Vintage Gamer, he's a developer and a YouTube guy. He talked about this and stated, quote, Nintendo internally acknowledging EX Flash cartridges makes this leak feel off to me. I don't think that Nintendo developed it at all if it's real. But data miner Oatmeal Dome, I love the names these guys have, talked that this is being developed by Nerd in collaboration with Panasonic Vietnam. And he stated, quote, Nintendo PR and legal is against the use of flashcards. In the past, Nintendo did produce their own for development purposes, so it is interesting that they used an image of an EX Flash. Perhaps they don't have any of this legacy hardware at Nerd's offices. I do have to say, though, if this is fake, someone went to a lot of effort to trick us all.
I think,
But yeah.
in every leak, even if it's not real, there is some grain of truth. So leaks primarily happen not just to expose, but to literally get the public's thoughts on things. Something will just come out and it's honestly the best way for a company to get the public opinion on what they could possibly be doing.
Yeah, that's why I feel like all these leaks and stuff that are happening, they're very dubious to me.
I don't think this one is going to be an on purpose one though. That's an actual
Nintendo I
tool.
feel is way too boomer to do something like that too. So I feel like any Nintendo leak that happens is definitely not intentional, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not going to just leak out stuff like this for it. I don't think. They might have images of it or have something like that leak or the idea of it, but not the actual tools themselves and everything, especially in not a complete finished state, or at least in that amount. I don't know. I hope it comes out. Like
I do too.
I would have thought this would have been like maybe an E3 thing, but we're not doing E3 this year. So they're still going to have their big Nintendo Direct. They have that every year, and E3 is not a requirement for it. They just plan it around that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that being included with it.
A part of me is sad that E3 is not happening, but I knew it was going to go that way. Like I knew that the whole it was going away. Like I knew it was going to be a thing of the past because everything is so digital now that it can save both consumers and devs so much money on
Well,
just producing their own shtick for
well,
their
they still have to produce some of that because, like, I think we
yeah.
talked about this in a prior show. E3 is not just it's the spectacle of the show. It serves a very important service for actually determining what games companies are going to buy, displaying those to get publisher deals. Like there's a lot of it beyond just whatever people are taking pictures of.
Oh yeah.
For those events, because those technically the events we watch and talk about are not even officially E3. It's a pre E3 show that those happen.
Correct. Well, also on that same vein, I think it's growing more and more expensive to do anything convention wise in California, strictly because how the state of California is operating right now. So it might have also been the organizers literally could not, with all the different rules and regulations that they would have to jump through in order to be able to get it to happen. So I think that bears some thought too.
Yeah.
Not sure on that one. But what did just kind of also Nintendo dropped, they dropped a new trailer and a release date for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Just like, surprise, here it is.
I have not seen the trailer yet, but I did see that they did the drop to the release date. So,
but it's coming out July 29th. So that's just
I have to really get my butt in gear and finish replaying the first one and the second one.
Yeah,
I also like the Takahashi definitely trying to bring in Xenogears concepts without actually naming them or saying that they're from Xenogears. So if you guys watch this trailer and you've played Xenogears, it's gonna hit so hard. So you love to see it. I'm really stoked for this game. I'm a little like cautiously optimistic about how it's gonna run and play, but we'll see. We'll see. It looks really good. The trailer was like, I think this game looked so much better off just from the trailer than 2 did. Because like 2 looked great, but like from the trailer alone, 3 was like, holy crap. Like that was damn, especially for Switch.
Because they did 2 and it ran poorly but looked really good. Then they did Xenoblade 1 remake where it looked really good, but they got a more aggressive with its resolution scaling, which made it run a little bit better. The after game stuff was running pretty well for that too. I kind of wish 2 had been a little more aggressive
runs
with
better
it.
than the game.
2 though, with the updates that 2 has had, though, it doesn't run as bad as it did on launch. So
yeah, I was just gonna say that I haven't played the since it came out. Like
Torna runs great. Like
Torna ran fine.
Yeah.
So
I didn't get the physical like case for Torna, but
I didn't either, and it's expensive now.
It's very expensive.
Because I bought the digital Xenoblade 2, so it came with the season pass.
Yeah,
I have these collectors up here. I actually I have all the Xeno games.
Oh, me too.
With the collector's editions when applicable. So this will complete the cycle. And I think Xenosaga 3 is like $300 now. So
I have the third Xenosaga game too.
Yeah, same. It's like
Jesus.
Luckily, just collecting these over the years paid off, I guess.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's because I like getting especially for DLC physical releases. That's why new Luigi U, when that got its own disc, I made sure to get it. The Torna DLC that had its own cartridge, I got that. Anytime stuff like that happens, I always try and get those because I know that is going to be limited for what its use is for. And especially later on, if somebody wants to play it, I can be like, hey, here's the cartridge. You can actually get, play the DLC off that.
Yeah.
The other thing they went ahead and changed and announced was Splatoon 3 is getting a release date now of September 9th, 2022. So we're getting that pretty much. They said it would be summer. So this is like the end of summer, like the last possible days.
They really wanted to give people something to play in fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm loving how this game looks. Like I always love Splatoon. I want to get back together and find some more people to play with again because I love playing Splatoon 2.
I never finished the first one.
I like
Well-
Splatoon. It's just kind of not really for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's cool,
It didn't grab
but
me.
the concept is cool. I just hate having to use the motion controls because they're so
Yeah.
much more efficient and fast to use as opposed to using the sticks to aim. But like I just something about the mechanics and the way that it runs. And I remember when Splatoon 2 came out, we had like a release party for it, and we could not get that game to work well across multiple switches. It was just a nightmare. Things
Really?
would desync, huge issues everywhere. Like we were playing Salmon Run every like 5 minutes, a switch would drop and we have to reconnect again. It was just like an actual nightmare. Like, and we only had 4 switches, so it wasn't like we had a million things going on in the room, which
Yeah.
also is bullshit anyway. But excuse me. But yeah, I don't know. I'm stoked for Splatoon 3. I don't think I'm going to get it on release, but I'm glad that they're giving us this kind of stuff because
it's a
an
big
IP
thing at my
that
house. Like
works.
we've always loved doing multiplayer and co-op and all that stuff here. So
Well-
we're excited for it.
Jeremy knows how I feel about motion controls. So
You don't
Yeah.
like him?
Well,
yeah.
it's just like visiting your
Same.
friends. You just won't do it.
Oh man, this is the bit that keeps on giving. I swear to God.
I'm just not even.
When she won't show up, the joke will.
Yeah. Oh.
Love you, Rachel. And she will not respond.
Nope.
All right. Well, moving on. So the other weird update Nintendo had, I wanted to save this one for the last one before we kind of. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. Before we get to the weird story, Nintendo added the Splatoon Octo expansion to the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack today. So if you have that and you have Splatoon 2, that's an entire single player and multiplayer suite that you can go through and play. That's actually a lot of fun. It's kind of exploring more of the octopus side or octoling side
Octopath
of the story.
Traveler.
That's what I was almost saying, and I tried
That's actually
not to.
what few people know that Octopath Traveler is a spin-off.
Octopath. It's traveling the Octopath.
Yeah, it's the
It's something.
mysterious ninth. Jesus. Also added to that, though, they added new games for the Sega Genesis Online or Sega Master System if you're in those other countries. Sonic Spinball, Sonic Harrier 2, or Space Harrier 2. Sonic Harrier. I'm now just seeing like Supersonic flying behind you.
That'd be awesome.
Space? Yeah, it would be actually.
Sonic Shmup, yeah, well, we need that.
Space Harrier 2 and Shining Force 2. I can't talk today.
Man, you know why they added Shining Force 2? Because I streamed it.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's exactly
It's all you.
No, Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Well, I was joking with Jeremy about it the other day because I have a still sealed like SD card cartridge for a Palm OS like tablet that has Sonic the Hedgehog, some other game, and Shining Force 2 on it.
So can I just say the only thing that sucks about Shining Force 2 being on here, which there's nothing that sucks about it really, but if you're going to play Shining Force 2, I think the Genesis collection is probably the better way to go because Shining Force 2 can be real slow. And when you have speed up options, you can't say no to that, man. Because I don't think the Switch Online stuff has, I think it has save states.
Yeah.
Right?
It
But it
does.
doesn't
Yeah,
have
save
speed up.
states and rewind. but
Oh, I
not
guess
fast forward.
rewind could help, yeah, but I don't know. I think the big thing that makes those older strategy RPGs even more playable is just having a speed up option.
Yeah, because
Right.
sometimes they walk slow. They walk so dang slow.
Compared
Oh
to
my
Shining Force
God.
1, they sped it up considerably because if you guys were watching us play Shining Force 1 on Super RPG Friends, you probably noticed it was really slow.
It was a slog.
Yeah, it could definitely be. And so like that's why we have to fill it with PP jokes. But Shining Force 2 is sped up a little
boys.
bit. But
Yeah.
Sonic Spinball, that game, I like that game. That was
I
a
love it.
Nomad game for me, man. I liked it. It's a mess. But
I never got to play it on Nomad, but I think we've talked about this before. I'm always a big pinball game fan. So Sonic Spinball is one of the earlier pinball games that I really got into, which I didn't even have a Genesis at the time, so I had to play it at other people's. I think I got more into it on some of the collections later on, or when I finally got a hold of one. So yeah. So now the last little bit of Nintendo news. Pour one out because we've lost a real one. Nintendo Switch updated to version 14.1.1, and we've lost the ability to use send nudes. You can no longer type that in on the system and have it be accepted.
On like
So
anything.
I
Censoring my
guess, yeah.
content.
So all those trying to be edgy 11 to 14-year-olds just, find something new, I guess.
Yeah.
Like a whole update just to get rid of send nudes. That's funny. I know that's not the only thing it did. It stabilized things.
It's a
But-
real problem,
Stabilize the
apparently.
nudes.
Say what, Rachel?
It's a real problem, apparently. They had to stabilize the nudes. They were unstable. Too many nudes.
We made the same joke at the same time. I hate that. Actually, I love that, but I also hate it.
I mean, they were also stabilizing their big old bowl of ramen that actually operates the system. The nudes.
The noodles.
The noodles.
Nintendo would like put soba noodles in a ramen broth and call it ramen and sell it to us for an exorbitant price.
That is
the
true.
most Nintendo thing.
That is the most Nintendo thing I've heard.
I mean, they had a love hotel and a taxi service. Nintendo's done some things.
Oh. Hey.
You're bringing up the dark side of Nintendo. This is the true lore.
Well, I'm about to bring up the dark side of Sega with some announcements.
Please bring it.
This just seems notoriously complicated.
Oh yeah, it is. And I've already had discussions with people that think I'm overreacting, and I'm like, no, this is stupid. So Sega announces what should be an awesome idea, a great concept that's a newer version of what they've done previously. They've announced Sonic Origins coming June 23rd, coming to Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, X, Epic Games Store, and Steam. It's got 4 fully remastered, that's their quotations, games that feature classic and anniversary modes, including Sonic 1, 2, Sonic CD, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Not as separate games. You can't play Sonic 3 or the Knuckles. They're one game combined together now. But you can play Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles in all 4 of them. But the dumbest thing is how much of this game is weirdly restricted behind DLC or pre-order bonuses, which I get games have that. It's annoying, but they're there. And I did find out some of these you can unlock later on during gameplay. So that
almost all of
the
them.
Blow.
Yeah, except the bonus coins and stuff like that.
Yeah, which I don't even get the point of what those are yet. But they had to release a chart to explain the versions and everything. And you're already off on a bad foot right there when you have to have a chart telling you what things are. Okay.
As useful as infographics are coming from someone who makes them, this is already too super detailed.
Yeah.
Too super.
Yeah. So 5 different versions and DLC packs announced. We have the standard edition, which is the main game. That's it. Okay, you kind of explained main game, standard edition, fine. The Start Dash pack, which requires pre-order of standard or deluxe editions, which gets you the main, which gives you 100 bonus coins. Mirror mode is unlocked, which I believe you can unlock in the game apparently as well.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
This is what's weird. Letterbox backgrounds. So to clarify, when you play these games in anniversary mode, they're in widescreen letterbox format. So, all the classic games and other things, you could put artwork on the black area so that it wouldn't just be a black screen on there to do that. And apparently that's going to be required as part of a DLC, not actually just, in the game, like every game that has come prior, which is weird. The Premium Fun Pack, hard missions,
Premium Fun,
letterbox backgrounds, in case you don't pre-order this mess, I guess. Character animation in the main menu. Like, really? Like UI stuff? Like just character animation?
It sucks, man, because it's like on one hand, at least these things are like very superfluous, superficial aspects of the game, and you're not paying money to play Sonic 3 or having to, have a mini game. But at the same time, it's like, bro, can you just release a thing that has all the things in it instead of like having to do this. It just, even though it's relatively tame in comparison to what you see in most things, again, it's all just fluff stuff, but it's
Well,
still you're just the precedent. Just fucking sorry. My PG-13 moment.
that's your
Just,
one.
yeah,
There it goes.
just stop being so greedy, man. Release the damn game that everyone's gonna buy anyway.
Well,
Yep.
I look at it this way: like, this is supposed to be a collection and celebration of these games. Can you imagine, like, if
Yes.
the Capcom Street Fighter 30th anniversary game, you had to pay DLC to get the art book, or pay DLC to get the side art when you're playing in certain modes? Like, that's part of it. That's supposed to be there to celebrate and see it, but to pull these little things out, you're diluting what you're trying to celebrate. You're making a cash grab of it.
Exactly. And I think the reason why they're doing this too is also to recoup some losses, because it looks like these ports actually have a lot of love and attention to detail, which probably costs them a lot of money.
Which you
And
don't get
so,
some of that unless you pay for DLC.
which you don't get that unless you pay for DLC.
Very true.
Okay, let me bring up an analogy that I think is really important, because these two
Okay.
series are very tied together in more than just color.
Yeah, and then I'll go
But
through and finish the rest of the list. Go ahead.
but the Mega Man X collection,
Yes.
right? So that was a really solid collection, because it was like, okay, you have two parts of the collection that you can pay for. If you don't like the second one, then you don't have to buy it, right? But if you buy the physical, then you get both. Who cares, right? That's cool. I like that option. But the problem with that was that those ports were done very poorly, and they have a ton of added input lag and weird features, flickering, stuff like that. I mean,
Right.
are they unplayable? Absolutely not. But
Are they
the fact
accurate?
that yeah, the fact that you're making what should be a definitive version of these games, and they're clunky and like you have issues with them, kind of sucks. And
Yeah.
like it's like we just can't win. It's either you have the Ubisoft chart for good ports, or you have a nice collection of stuff that's bogged down by a bunch of technical issues. So
Yeah,
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your list there. I
No,
just
quick question for you though.
Mhm.
The Mega Man Anniversary Collection that was on 3DS. Did you ever play that one?
Yeah, that was the first Legacy collection, the classic
I thought.
games.
What'd you think of that one? I thought that was
So that
actually a
one was
really good
really
version of it.
solid.
Like, it
That
had
was
good
really
extra
solid.
features. The gameplay was tight. The screen size was good. Like, I was playing it the other day because I broke out my games and I was like, this is still holding up. This is still good.
So that's really solid, but because that's split into two parts in a way that feels more obtrusive than the X Legacy collection was, if that makes sense. And I
Yeah.
think part of it was because it took a lot longer to get those ports from of 8 to 10, because they were a little bit tougher to work with.
Mhm.
Or wait, was it 7? It was 7 to 10. That's right.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's the only reason why I didn't bring that up as an analogy.
I happened to just be thinking about it because I saw him the other day. So I was like, yeah, no, I'll ask the Mega Man guy what he thinks.
I appreciate
just
that
to
I'm the
see.
Mega Man guy.
You're one of the Mega Man guys I know. Yes.
The Mega Man.
The Mega Man. Yeah, because that's what I was trying to remember which one's Legacy Collection. I just remember us playing through at least because I usually go and play like 2 and 5, 2 and 6, I think was the ones. Anyways, these are the parts of this, going back to the premium fun pack, that I find really weird. Not just the character animation, but camera controls over the main menu islands. Like, why would
That's
camera
weird.
controls for a feature be a DLC? Like, that's just, you have the controller, you're in the area, this, why? Like, and then finally, character animations during Music Island. Like, some of these, I don't know how bad they actually are. They sound horrible. Like, they sound like very superfluous, nickel and dime stupid things. But they never showed any examples of what these really were. Like, they didn't show,
Yeah.
like, here's the wallpapers you get, here's what the animation looks like. But just hearing that, like, camera control being part of DLC, like, that's bad.
Well, so I think the reason why they have these here is because it looks like there's an in-game system to unlock these additional features. and they're all just like you said, fluff stuff. And so I
Right.
think the impetus here is to play through the games and do stuff in the game so you can unlock stuff in the main menu just to have like a goal, like a carrot and a stick, some nice little rewards, which I think
Well,
is cool.
they said some of them would be unlockable, but they weren't clarifying which ones
Which
they
ones?
were. So we don't
Right.
know what's there and what we have to pay extra for.
Yeah, I just think it's just so silly to put a price on that, or to even design the model, the business model of this product around that, which really is just.
I think they
I
shot
love
their
Sonic stuff.
announcement in the foot. Like I do like Sonic games. Like Sonic Mania was fantastic.
I wonder what prompted them, like who made this decision to have this like this. Like,
I thought this was their way of announcing Ubisoft bought Sega. Maybe like
no,
we're adding in a bunch of DLC.
yeah, the soft announcement. Yeah, that's a really good theory.
It's very strange, is what it is.
Yeah. So next up is the classic music pack, which is just additional musical tracks from different Mega Drive and Genesis titles. Like, okay, I see that why that would be DLC, because I think it's
right. That's
it's music outside of Sonic, which is kind of weird to have in a Sonic game, but hey, people like music. And then you have the Digital Deluxe Edition, which is the main game, the hard missions, character animation main menu, camera controls over the main menu islands. Still think that's stupid. Character animations during music islands, which is confusing, and the music tracks. So basically, the Digital Deluxe is all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think what could have been a great announcement is completely overshadowed by this mess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it's because they not only did it and confused it, but they've yet to, that I've seen, still offer up any clarification about what any of this means, what can be unlocked in the game, what can just be, I'm paying to get this early type stuff, which I would understand if that was a pre-order or deluxe edition thing. I'm
hoping this isn't an indication on how the release is going to go for the new Sonic open world title that there's currently in development.
Oh God, if that gets DLC for camera control, they're screwed.
I just hope that the DLC is not as tedious.
It's going to be a texture pack. What do you mean? Like extra textures? No, you pay money extra to get textures. Otherwise, it's all wireframe.
You get that Glover 64 camera by default, and you can't get the actual right stick to, what a shame.
Anything. Yeah.
Just to annoy you both, it would just be like motion control camera.
Oh God, I wouldn't play it.
You have to pay DLC to turn it off.
Oh God.
All right.
Terrible.
So another game that's coming out that I am super excited for, that I'm hating how long it's taking, but I'm happy with every time they make more announcements, this game gets better and better. And this just touches my 80s baby heart right here. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is going to have not one, not two, not three, but all four of the original 1980s and 1990s Ninja Turtle voice actors returning to voice themselves.
So cool.
So we're going to have Townsend Coleman coming back as Michelangelo, Barry Gordon coming back as Donatello, Cam Clark coming back as Leonardo, and the one everybody actually knows, Rob Paulsen coming back as Raphael, because, Rob Paulsen's in everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, used to be anyway.
He still is. He still does a lot of voice work.
Yeah.
He's still very funny guy. So it's coming this summer with no specific release date given. Still, like, I want it so bad, because every little bit of this game just seems like just little touches of love, like the little touches of animation, just the way of the gameplay, how it looks, the music, now with the voice work.
And you got to pay all the money to unlock the turtle colors, or everybody looks the same like the original comics. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I would love a skin ability to be able to make them look like the comics. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, Turtles was something I was super into as a kid, as everyone who grew up in the 90s was. But I forgot how much I liked it. At least until like the mid 90s, or late 90s. Like all the 80s stuff was, all the early comics were great. Even the stuff leading up to and after the animated series is great. The first three movies, yes, even the third one is kind of awesome in its own terrible way.
I watched it.
I love it. It's such a mess. But after that, I kind of just like lost interest in I don't know. I don't really like the new stuff too much, so I'm really glad that this collection is collecting all the hits. Even like the GameCube TMNT game was pretty all right, but like it wasn't. They can't
The,
touch
the games
Turtles
have
in
been
Time.
hit or miss. There's been a couple fun ones, stuff like that. Um, the cartoon has been changing. I know some people complain about it, like, "Oh, this doesn't look like my turtles." Like, yeah, that's not the point. Like, because I went back, like, I'm not gonna lie, I had those reactions. I was like, "What is wrong with this?" Like, I remember when we were at Comic Con and we first saw the Nickelodeon, the CG series they did. I was like, "Oh my god, the turtles look so stupid. Why are they looking like this? Why are they like that?" And I started watching, going like, "Oh no, this is brilliant! Like, I absolutely love how they did this." You know, and even the newer one I wasn't a big fan of when I first saw it, but after actually watching some of it with the animation and the style they did for it, I was like, no, this actually holds up pretty well. Like, it's its own thing, and I can understand why some people are going to enjoy that. But I am also nerding out like crazy that this is going back to the Ninja Turtles of my
Mhm.
childhood that I get to
Yeah,
look at and remember.
I bought the special edition because I don't know.
Yes, you did.
I tried to not like suckle the teat of crappy nostalgia stuff too much, but I think that what they were doing with this is a cool little splurge, I guess.
Well, I don't.
Um,
I
so
think
we'll
I've
see.
showed you guys before. These were the Ninja Turtle. If you're watching the video, otherwise I'll explain it. These are four really nice statues of the original Ninja Turtles that I have at my house. Which
Oh, those are sick.
these things are big. They're like almost a foot tall and like incredibly well painted and detailed. So that's my throwback to the 90s style nostalgia, is having those in my bedroom, which my wife is perfectly fine with. She's actually very happy that they're in there. It was her suggestion to put them in there. I love my wife. And yes, my wall is green. That was our idea to paint it. Our roof is purple. So Donatello colors.
Donatello's the man.
He
We
is. He's
love
my favorite
Donatello.
turtle.
My
Donatello is
two.
the best. He's a nerd. He uses a bow staff. I'm in. So yeah, like Ninja Turtles is having a really good resurgence for this stuff gaming wise, with Shredder's Revenge being a new title coming out, and then you ordered the collection that's got all the older games coming in it, right? That was the collector's edition you ordered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
I'm sorry.
one's getting
Oh
a different
God, we
one.
were talking about Shredder's Revenge. Oh no. Oh no. uh,
No,
yeah,
you're good. You're
That's
good.
right. I forgot about that.
No, that's fine.
Wow, I can't believe I just made that mistake. No, Shredder's Revenge is even. I could talk even more about that, but I won't. What I was doing, Jeremy, was I was secretly trying to parallel this conversation with the Turtles collection.
I want, I want
That's what I
you,
was
Brent,
secretly
and
doing.
myself to talk about, like, I want to talk about the original Ninja Turtles movie. I think we should just get together and talk about that.
I love it.
I
It's
need
an
to find time to
unmatchable
come up with these
tone.
ideas. Yeah. Just, oh, that movie was so good. All right. From
I can't believe
another
I made that
movie
mistake.
I grew up with and loved. It's okay. We'll just never have you on here again.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, Rachel's posting some stuff here.
Yes.
So,
In case y'all were interested, it's
oh yeah, I meant
Xenoblade.
to mention that
Oh,
earlier.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She posted the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Collector's Edition, which you can only get from
Oh,
Nintendo
wait,
Online right now.
this is the old
So
tweet.
pre-orders are not open yet, but
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were linking, and I was like, I need to take a break and quickly
Yeah.
pre-order that.
Yeah.
That's the pause button. Click. Like we all just freeze for a bit. So, anyways, going back to another series that I have loved since I was a child that has been going on. Excuse me. Oculus, I guess they're now considered part of Meta or whatever the crap, Facebook Meta, whatever the hell they call themselves now. They have announced for the Meta Quest 2, I'm going to keep calling it Oculus Quest 2, but Ghostbusters VR is going to be coming out. This is no release date or price has been given. We just have a trailer showing the concept and what some of the gameplay should be like, but did not show actual gameplay. This is developed by End Dreams, but I'm in. I'm gonna buy it day one. This is gonna happen. In fact, I can play Ghostbusters with people online and in VR. I think it'd be a lot of fun to do that. I know you guys don't really play VR, but
Yeah, not really a huge fan, to be honest.
Sorry.
I don't really
Unless
play
it's
VR
Resident Evil.
either.
I love Ghostbusters though. Well, Resident Evil 4 did get the Mercenaries mode finally.
I did see that. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing that later tonight as well because you can unlock a big head mode, and I'm like, you know what? That'll make Resident Evil 4 so much easier. How do you
It's
keep getting
already so
headshots?
easy. you just
It's
you
a
get
little,
it.
it's a little trickier in VR.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine that.
It's great though. Like, but
Because so the Wii version of 4 got
that was
adjusted.
easy mode.
Yeah, because you could very easily headshot people, so they like doubled the HP of enemies. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering if the VR has those balance changes.
They did a pretty good job with it. Like, you just have to get used to it. And the way I have free movement, so I can move around and do that. You do still get pretty good headshots. You can turn the laser sight on, and the fact that you can always have your knife in one hand and your gun, and do a lot of that stuff. Because that's what made a lot of the Wii version so much nicer, was because you could aim and move at the same time, because you could just aim the cursor,
Right.
and as soon as you went to pull it, you would point to that spot and shoot, and then you could just do what everyone loved, waggle real fast to do the knife attack, which was actually handy to be able to get somebody off you really quick. So, all right. So, how many of you guys like Netflix?
I like them.
That was not a good look.
I like them only sometimes. I like them only for The Witcher right now, and that's really about it.
Well,
Yeah, they took away the thing that I liked the most.
I'm about to say, I hope you don't like them for cartoons, because Netflix is canceling a bunch of their animation projects because their user numbers are dropping for the first time.
I wonder why.
Like what? Like
yeah.
how are they going to think that helps?
I don't know.
I don't know why they think that helps.
Yeah, this comes after the announcement that they've lost subscribers for the first time in their history, about 200,000 users down, and stated that they'd be cracking down on password sharing as a result.
Yeah,
which is just making more people want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think this is just an excuse. I don't know what Netflix is doing, but I only have it. Like, literally, my family only has Netflix to watch The Witcher, and that's it.
Let me ask you this: does your family share an account?
We do,
but your parents live up here.
Doesn't matter.
But whose account is it though?
My mother's.
So if this goes through how they want it, will be kicked off of theirs because you're too far away.
Not necessarily. No, there's a way to link it, and
yeah, you can always.
Well, I mean,
use
but they're even for family
VPN.
ones. Like, you can only be within a certain distance as part of their problem. So like, that's why I'm like, that's why you're going to lose so many more people. If they're saying the family has to be in a smaller area, they can't be spread out.
So stupid, man.
It's
dumb.
incredibly
Maybe make
dumb.
good content then,
Right.
if you want people to
quit canceling good content.
Quit canceling stuff and quit making like dumb stuff. Like, really, honestly, the only thing that I can think of in recent memory on there that is good is The Witcher and Love, Death, and Robots.
And Stranger Things. I do like Stranger Things.
Yeah, but that's free because that's been around with Netflix for so long. It's not really changing it. I mean, the last, I think, good thing. I kind of like The Witcher. It's fun. But it's definitely the best thing on there now. Like, without a doubt. Like,
Black Mirror was good.
Black Mirror is all right. Like, the first season's okay. And Daredevil and stuff, though.
Yeah, everything that they're adding onto it now, like I'm talking like recently, in recent memory.
Yeah.
The new thing, because they add new things every month, and everything that's on there is just like, it's either crap, or it's
is it a cake?
Yeah, or it's stuff that is like foreign language stuff that, even though it might be good, I don't want to watch it because the dubs are so poorly done. So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with them adding that stuff. I mean, it makes sense because you're going to have all the different cultures and stuff using it, but do more. Like, quit canceling so many things. Like, they never give it a chance. They give it like a season, maybe 2 if you're lucky, and almost every time it's like cliffhanger. All right, we're done.
All the OC is so mid on it. Like, it's all their movies are terrible. The only like kind of decent movie that they released was El Camino, and that's basically a big episode of Breaking Bad. It's like to me, it's like that's like a mini series or limited thing, whatever. Netflix sucks. I'm canceling my account. I have no reason to keep it. basically.
I'm my mom and I are gonna keep it for The Witcher, and then when that's done, we're gonna cancel it. So
It'll get. I think Netflix is on its way to getting absorbed by something else at this point. Like once these, I just can't see them recouping those losses, and it's
Is
gonna
Elon
keep
Musk gonna
going.
try and buy that now?
yeah,
Honestly, let him. Let him.
Netflix would be your exclusive Tesla while you're driving movie service.
Speaking of like streaming services being absorbed,
Uh-oh.
here's an update from the Funimation Crunchyroll merger. Crunchyroll said that they were going to absorb all of Funimation's content and port it over to their app. You know what? They haven't done that. They haven't done that yet at all. They have not done that yet at all. They said it was going to be done by the end of like March. It is now almost the end of April. And I had canceled my Funimation subscription. Half of the dub shows that I was watching are not on Crunchyroll's app. They're still on Funimation's app.
Well, they're probably Sony has them wherever they happen to have the lost Spider-Man content, I guess. They just all tucked it away and hidden it.
Most of the time when you bring stuff up on Twitter and you tag the respective companies in it,
right,
they'll respond to you in some way. Nothing. Radio silence. They didn't even DM me like a normal customer service people would. No, nothing, not a damn thing. And I was just like,
so wait, you went there and they didn't show up. So you know how it feels. All right, I'm letting that go. Sorry. She's so pissed.
It's the bit that keeps on giving.
It was too good. I had to keep going on that one. That is annoying though. Like, were you like in the middle of a show waiting for it to go over and then just nothing transferred and you're just like, well, I guess I'm not finishing that now?
Basically, yeah. There was a few things.
That's the worst.
There's a few things that I was watching on like Funimation that actually have dubs, and then they are also on Crunchyroll, but they haven't moved any of the dub stuff over. And I'm like, what's going on? What like all you got to do is just, connect to the server. That's all you got to do and just go whoop and transfer it. Will it take probably a few days? Will it take probably a few days to literally transfer all the data? Probably. But people have been waiting for this for like 2 months now.
Somebody move the thumb drive over.
Like, I don't know what's going on. But
yeah, that would be really annoying.
It's super annoying.
Dang. Yeah.
It's very annoying. Had I known, I would have waited to cancel my Funimation account.
I mean, I don't have either of the accounts. Even I was flooded seeing where it's like, you can cancel this now. Don't, just get rid of it. Do this. And see, even I was aware of that. So they literally did this to themselves. Like there's no one, they can't be like, oh, we didn't know, or we didn't tell you. Yeah, you literally did.
Yeah, you did. You said, we're going to move all of our stuff over. Obviously, you haven't, unless there's some kind of weird sync issue going on with my app, which I wouldn't even know that because they haven't responded to my tweet. So, in any case, I added a little bit of last bit of news since I know you like Star Wars. If you didn't know, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed is out on Switch now. Holla. To my friends at Chrome Studios for being part of that development.
I'm probably going to order this one. I was going to pick up just the basic edition of it from Limited Run Games because I have a lot of the Star Wars releases. This is kind of an interesting port the way they did this though, because it's not based off of the 360 or PC version. Nope. This is actually based off the Wii version.
Yep.
Interesting.
Because it still has the option. It has the option to do the motion control lightsaber. Controls,
yep.
Which I'm not gonna lie, was kind of fun.
Some of them was kind of cool as long as it's optional. Like
I think it is optional,
baked into the thing. Yeah, that's my thing. I don't mind motion controls when they're an option and not an option, like an inefficient option, or like not using them is super inefficient, like Splatoon or anything else. Yeah.
So
I'm having flashbacks to our previous discussions, Rachel, between motion controls, yay or nay for Skyward Sword.
Well,
Skyward Sword is designed around them, so it's a little different.
It's an ongoing. It was an ongoing thing between her and I that I remembered.
I mean, I don't know if I'm going to play it this Force Unleashed game, I might check it out eventually. The only reason I was like wanting to check it out because it is developed by Chrome Studios, who made one of my favorite like retro trilogies of games. Which, if you guys don't know what trilogy I'm talking about, it's the the Tasmanian Tiger games.
Oh, I wouldn't
Oh,
have guessed
wow.
that, but
Okay.
Yeah.
that's really does roll.
That did
Yeah.
not come to mind.
Yeah, Chrome's the Thai games are Chrome Studios. That's their baby. That's their flagship.
I heard they were good platformers.
They're very good platformers, and they've been putting out like, you know, Kickstarters in regards to porting them to the newer consoles. I have both the first and the second one, not physical, but the first one has come out physical now on Switch. But I have them both digitally on Switch, and they're amazing remasters. So I hope they do the third one. But there is going to be a limited run premium. There is a limited run premium edition of Star Wars Force Unleashed that was
I got that.
put out on limited run games, and it
Oh, you
included.
did get that one.
Yeah, it includes this really cool steel book that looks like, you know, carbine kind of.
Mhm.
And then some like,
Carbonite?
yeah, carbonite. It's got some pins, a commemorative coin, and a certificate of authenticity. So, I mean, it looks it. I saw so much about this game, and I'm not as big into Star Wars as maybe most of my friends are. I was more into something else.
Ooh,
So
Same. I like lightsabers, but Star Wars after the original trilogy and some of the other stuff like Knights of the Old Republic absolutely slapped. But like as a whole, Star Wars is like, I don't care.
yeah,
I like a lot of Star Wars stuff, and I did really like Force Unleashed. What's getting me, like I love collecting pins, so there's a really nice one in here. You get a holocube, like actually one of those, which looks really neat. The fact you get a miniature, looks like metal lightsaber is just kind of like,
you're welcome.
I'm going to Pensacola tomorrow. It's my first time visiting back there since Ian and I went.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see how that goes. But I've basically bought nothing since I got paid, just so I could go up there to hit the toy store, the game store, the record store, and a few other places. And then if there's anything left over, then we'll see about which version of this I get. If my if my hunt is unsuccessful,
you know to send pictures if you see anything super cool. So
I will. Well, I sent you that puzzle earlier today too.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you can't find that, let me know and I will go pick it up for you.
But you can't send nudes.
No.
Not on Switch.
Not on Switch, yeah.
Or noodles.
Yeah.
But if you want to hit the DMs, you can...
God dang.
All right, we're gonna end it on that.
That's a good yes. End it on send nudes. You love to see it.
That's gonna be the end of it. So we'll go ahead and Joey, since you're already on a roll with this, why don't you tell us where we can find you on the internet?
Well, like I said, you could DM me for the nudes. No, you can find us on Twitter at twitter.com/podcastchump. We got Twitch. We got what else we got? Just that. YouTube, of course, the YouTubes. And you can find the Jump and Shoot podcast on Spotify, iTunes, all the things. Also, every Thursday at 8 p.m. EST, we do Super RPG Friends. We're playing through Phantasy Star 4 right now. It's one of my favorite RPGs ever. If you have not played it, you are sorely missing out. And it's very accessible and easy to pick up and find, and at least on modern consoles. But yeah, come join us on there. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on Twitter. Super RPG Friends should be the first result. And that's all I got. Should be launching something pretty big in the next couple weeks. So maybe by next episode, we'll see.
Nice.
And thanks for having me again, as always. It's always a pleasure to chat with you guys.
Of course. Rachel, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, or Twitch under Outrageous or Outrageous Cosplay. I'm really the only person that has that name, and it's spelled OUTRACHEOUS. And on Instagram and Twitter, there is a underscore between out and Rageous. Twitch, there is not. But yeah, I'll probably be stringing something tomorrow. Stringing, yes, stringing along bad jokes and anybody who tunes in, who knows. But I'll be streaming something. I don't know what. Not sure yet. Something. on my computer. I will figure something out. Maybe it'll be Sea of Thieves, and everyone can see how bad I play it on my own. Or maybe it'll be whatever RPG I feel like playing.
Awesome. All right, and I've been your host, Jeremy Powers. You can find me at Zenspath, Zenspath, over on Twitter. You can also find the YouTube version of this and my other work that I put up there over at youtube.com/ZenspathCom. And then lastly, that will, I think, be it. So this will be episode 65, and we are out. Peace. Remember, folks, be careful which Magnum you put in your mouth. Pay attention.